Because when I found this truth, guess what happened? I put my birthday away. When I found this truth, I put the drugs away. When I found this truth, I quit whoring my sisters. When I found this truth, I started becoming a better man and a better person. Because now I know I'm on that narrow path. Now I know I'm on a righteous path. Now I know what I'm doing is going to get me somewhere.
Seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me we don't live in hell. My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round here spit shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the most high. He said, fuck that shit, he trying to sell another pie. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I see a man reach out to God before he died. Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughter, there's one man in your bed, I won't stand for less. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile legs. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah, I was thugging with Lucky, that nigga left me for dead. Endured to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak, cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
Yeah, you know what it is. 140 for the rebel, busy man shit, nigga. They turn their head over, nigga. I pray where Eve did to Adam, I just pray my love don't lie to me. Swing the iron like Samson, I can't let no holder lie to me. I don't feel these rappers, oh they lies, this hypocrisy. Ain't no competition, ain't no rivalry. Nigga think I'm playing, I don't hear one word they saying, this shit light work. Think Muhammad one of us, he might lose his life first. Circle up and stay alert, another cop can stretch the nigga. He ain't demon, this an exorcism, watch I bless the nigga. You took that open blood, then you know I'm gonna get active with picture. From the opposition, I see vision. Let me paint the picture. Rappers claim they spit and I ain't listening. Is in fact the fear. If revenge was a woman, now I scope that bitch like Jake. So time war, we gon' run the summer. It's gon' be historical. Thought they making plays, made them niggas call the audible. Ask who run this shit, but that question is rhetorical. Bitch, I'm the one, me cookies with the oil. I'ma get them crackers, hell, should've never kidnapped my family. I can't do that. Bet I be the last nigga standing. Do a life sentence for my niggas, pray you understand me. I might put a switch on this Glock and call it young baby. How you real triggering on them dots? You a bird feeder, claiming he a demon. What's a demon to a cold leader? When he said something, I ain't hear him. This shit like it ain't about who got the gun, it's about who gon' up that pipe first. I turn a bad situation to a game changer. Bring soldiers from the dead, just raise up the chain. Bring shots, I'ma look like Aaron Jones when I run it. Never bite the hand that feeds you, you'll never get that hand back. He bitching about 10%, I don't wanna hear none of that. He dropping sword, fuck him, just make sure you get that cover back. Look around, he ain't with us, probably cause he never was. Now my chin like you with the angels for your brothers. Everybody wanna be Richard Porter, God kill him like Alpo. Play if he want, it's laying in the trunk like Lee Malvo. A certified woman's ass nigga, I am not a toy. Hey, out with that hollow side, yeah, this the real McCoy. Feel like Gullah Jack when I'm in Fayetteville, you feel your boy. Still up on my brain, still I think that's all that I do. The way I get that boy lost, they gon' start to call him Elroy. Fuck his game, pop out on them demons like I'm Hellboy.
All right, clap it up. All right, clap it up. This is the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. Today is the Wednesday night law class in Killeen, Texas. We'll be going to the scriptures and answer your question. It's a lot going on in the world. It's a lot going on all over. So you should have some questions. You should have something that you want to know or get a better understanding when it comes to serving the Most High in Christ. It's a very pivotal time right now that we're living in, and this world the world that you know that you've gotten so comfortable in is starting to decay under you, and you don't realize it yet because you're so comfortable in America, and you can feel something is off, but you don't think it's decaying. It's like mold in the house. It's like something don't feel right. My head been hurting a lot more. You know, haven't been able to breathe lately, but maybe it's just my sinuses. Maybe it's just I'm having allergic reaction to some food. What you don't know is that you have black mold all over your house and the walls, and your house is unlivable. That's America. America has become a place that is unlivable. It is being destroyed from within. So, anybody that has any questions, let's get to the questions. I don't have a topic for tonight so that I could get to these questions. Next week, I'm most likely going to have a topic because it's something that I know I need to go into. All right, next, we got questions.
Come on. We got a question from One That's Hurl. The sister asked, so, in 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 2, what is milk and how do I focus on that? The water in advance for answer.
Okay. 1 Peter what?
Chapter 2, verse 2.
All right.
This is the it's like it, First Peter 2. This is the book of First Peter, chapter 2, verse 2. As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby.
Keep going.
Going with verse 3. If so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious.
She's asking, what is milk?
Going with
What is milk? As newborn babes, it's giving it to you right there. Anybody know what milk is? You know what milk is?
Going with
What's
stuff.
milk?
The milk is the makes like the baby food you get in the school or in the truth.
Yeah, when a newborn baby comes out, you don't say, "Oh my God, the baby's so beautiful. Let me cook him a steak." Why don't you give baby steak? Isn't steak a delicacy that people like to eat to celebrate things? Huh? Isn't that something that people they say, I'm gonna take you out for steak and potatoes and asparagus and a wine and a drink. Well, why don't a newborn baby come out and get that? It's a celebration. Why can't we give it to a baby? What will happen to that baby?
Baby would choke.
That baby will choke. That baby won't even know what to do. The baby won't even know how to chew the steak. The baby does not have teeth. So many people want to come into the truth fresh out of the world and dig into revelations. They want to be like, I'm an Israelite. God gave me a revelation about the book of Revelations. He poured all his wisdom and knowledge into me. I was laying in the bed, and then I looked I looked X-ray vision through the roof, and I saw a chariot sitting in the sky. You just found out you was an Israelite 10 minutes ago. Now you got all power, all knowledge, and all wisdom in the earth. That's what you got. Well, I think you may want to focus on the milk. I think you might just want to focus on Jesus is black, that blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians are God's chosen people. You know what milk you may want to focus on? Cigarettes is a sin. Weed is a sin. Eating pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster is a sin. You know, that birthday that you love so much, you love to celebrate yourself, that's wrong. That's the milk you need to focus on, not the mysteries of the visions of the revelator. That's not what you need. So, what is he saying in Timothy? We in Peter. What is he saying in Peter? Read it again.
Come. In verse 2, as newborn babes desire the sincere milk.
What kind of milk?
The sincere milk.
You need to desire sincere milk. That means you need to be sincere in your birth, your rebornness. You need to be very sincere about it because it's vital that you're raised right from a nurturing stage. It's very vital. Right now, when you have a child, I hear this a lot with children, right? People do this with children. People that have a 1-year-old or a 2-year-old and say, put that baby down, you spoiling that baby. You holding that baby all day, you spoiling that baby. You holding that baby. Let me tell you something. That's called child neglect. If you don't hold a baby, then as a baby, he's being neglected. So now when this child grows up, this child is growing up thinking dysfunctionally because it doesn't know how it feels to be held and comforted and loved. So now this child grows up trying to find a new way to to fill this gap. Why? Because it didn't have a sincere milk. It didn't have a sincere beginning. It wasn't nurturing. It was feeding a baby a Four Loko. If you give a baby a Four Loko, that baby is going to be thrown off if it makes it because it's being destroyed from its youth. So many, what you see right now is fake Israelites that's out here teaching. They didn't have sincere milk. That's what they had poor fathers. They're leaders. These people that's out here following Pegaston, um, they didn't have sincere milk. Why? Because Pegaston was following men that left the truth. And those men that left the truth were in the truth, but their children were not sincere. So even though they know that the Jews are black, it's not the truth. Because it's not coming from a place of the proper nurturing. Read it again.
Come on. Verse 2. As newborn babes desire the sincere milk of the word.
You should desire the sincere milk of the word, not the sincere milk of emotions, of, I like these people, that's why I come around. I made a lot of friends. When I went in there, everybody greeted me and hugged me and embraced me. So I'm coming back. No, you have to find the sincere milk that comes from the truth, from the word, from what's being taught. Because what are you using this milk for? Nurturing you. It's to help you develop. It's to help you grow. It's to help your bones become strong. It's to help your soul, your spirit, your mind. That's what you need. It doesn't need to be a whole bunch of, pat on the back and friendship that you come in here to find to determine whether or not you're going to come back. What should determine whether or not you're going to come back is the teaching. You should say, man, I really got a lot out of that. That really helped me out a lot. I needed that. That's what water do to you when you get some good water. Say, it's refreshing. That's the sincere milk. So how do you know if you're getting the sincere milk? Hold on, keep going. That ye may what?
That ye may grow thereby.
That you may what?
Grow thereby.
That you may grow. That's what the milk is supposed to do. It's supposed to help you grow and become someone different. So how do you do that? Read verse 1.
Come on. Verse 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and envies and all evil speakings, as newborn babes.
As what?
As newborn babes.
How do you know that you're a newborn? How do you know that you're not who you've always been? The first thing you have to do is get rid of you. That's you. You know who the real you is? You think the real you is really just a good person that's really been overlooked. And, people have always misused you. People have always mistreated you. You know who the real you is? You're full of malice, which is hatred, and guile, and hypocrisies, and envies, and full of speaking evils. That's the real you. That's who has to die. That person. And the problem is you don't know that you are that type of person. You think that you've been mistreated. So when you come into the truth, this is the reason we take people to counsel. We take each other to counsel for a reason. The reason we take each other to counsel is because we can't see what other people see. So let's say, for instance, me and Yaikwal, we get into an argument with each other, and we don't agree because he has a point of view and I have a point of view, and we are both fighting for our perspective to be correct. Someone who does not care, that's looking at this with a clean, clear eye, that does not benefit from either or, should now judge the matter. That's what you need. The problem is you don't talk to anyone with clean eyes to judge matters. You talk to people with eyes just as full as malice, guile, hypocrisy, envy, and all speaking evils. That's who you talk to for counsel. And guess where they at? Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch, Kick, and you sitting there getting counsel from thousands of people. Hey, chat, what you think I should do about this woman? Hey, chat, What you think I should do about this man? He did this, she did that. What you think I should do, chat? And now you got a whole bunch of people on there telling you what to do. Well, in order to become a baby, born again, you're going to have to get rid of all of you first. That's the first thing they got to go. Then, once you get rid of that, once you get rid of you, now you start to desire good things, things that come in the truth. All of those things are the things that destroy families, that destroy friendships. The reason we can't have brotherhood and sisterhood, because of evil speakers, because of haters, which is full of malice, guile, sneaky people, hypocrites. That's the reason we can't be a nation and be friends and love each other and unify. So what has to happen in order for us to ever be able to come together? We got to kill that out of us first. Christ said it's impossible that offenses must come. So what's going to happen? We're going to offend each other when you come in here. Somebody's going to do something that offends you. Why? On purpose? No. Because we are all born and raised from different people in different environments. We all different. So we're going to bring a bunch of different people into one place, and you think now because we're in the truth, everybody's just supposed to agree and join hands and be friends? We're not going to be able to do that unless the people we were in the world die. That's what got to happen first. 1 second. Lord Christ. I'm teaching class. What's up? We're at the house? Where's your mama? Oh, okay. Yeah. What was that? Salakia. Read it again.
Come on. Verse 1. Wherefore, laying aside all malice and all guile and hypocrisies and
you got to get rid of you. That's where we was at. You got to destroy you in order to become a baby. Once you become a baby, see, you in the world, you've been eating strange meats. That's what you've been eating. Strange doctrine. You've been taking in all of the wickedness of Christianity. Christianity has given you all kind of strange meats. What kind of meat? Unclean meat. All your doctrine has been unclean. Everything they taught you, from your birthday to Christmas to whatever you've been doing, you've been eating up bats in the church. You've been eating frogs at the Muslim mosque. You've been eating up all of the most impure things in this earth. Well, guess what? He has to die. That person has to become a baby. And then that baby gets the milk. It starts all over again. When you are a baby, you start all over. That's the whole point. That's why Christ said, suffer not the children to come unto me. He wasn't just talking about the little kids. He's talking about you. The children need to come. That's who needs it. The new people that comes into the truth. Give me 1 Corinthians 13. 1 Corinthians 13, I think it's probably 4. No. Go, let me see. Go down. Go down. Go some more. 11.
Come. This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 13, verse 11. When I was a child, I spake as a child. I understood as a child. I thought as a child.
See, that's what you've been all along in the world. In the world, you thought you were grown. You thought you were an adult. I haven't met real men until I got into the truth. And I mean, I've met men 80, 90 years old, 70 years old that were childish, that are very immature. I know women that are 100 years old, 90 years old, 80 years old, that haven't grown past 15 years old, that are childish. Why? Because they never died and became a baby. They never started over. So all they did was stay children forever. They stayed, most of the pain that happens in your life happens to you at an adolescent age. It happens to you between, 5 and 13. That thing that breaks you that you never recover from. It's a death, it's a thing that happens. It's something that breaks the fabric of who you were about to be. And you go into a place, and now that child sits down inside of that person, and the demon becomes the new face. And that demon is a mask. It's not who he really is. It's not who you really are at all. That demon has walked around in you since you were 7. And every time something happened, he puts on a new face and a new face and a new face. But how old is the person really at heart? He's still a child. Still a little child. Well, read that part again.
Come on. When I was a child, I spake as a child.
Mm-hmm.
I understood as a child. I thought as a child.
That's what we were reading in 1 Peter. You know why they talk like that? Because they think like children. You know why they got so much guile and envy and hatred? Because they think like children. All of these things that you see happening in the community come from the thought process. It comes from the food of the wicked. It's because nobody wants the sincere milk. That's what you want. What you should want is the sincere milk that's given in the UPK. We're giving you righteous, sincere milk. Because when you are a child, you think like a child, you understand like a child, you talk like a child. But what?
But when I became a man.
When I became a what?
But when I became a man.
Go ahead.
I put away childish things.
You know what happens? First, you have to become a baby. Then you go through being a young man. Then you become a man. See, we're not raising up, we're not raising up children to be children for the rest of their life in their 60s. We're raising up children to become men. We're raising up young women to become women. That's what we're doing. First thing you're going to have to do is take the teaching. You're never going to be able to change and become who you are supposed to become if you don't ever take the meat. Take the milk first. Then after you get to the milk, now you start getting some teeth. Now you start growing. How do we know that you become somebody different? Because you start changing. All right. Next question.
Con. One that's Hurls has another question. It says in 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 7, how will I know if I am the type of person to be forever learning and never coming into the understanding? How do I prevent from being like that?
2 Timothy what? 3?
Chapter 3, verse 7.
Verse 7. All right.
This is the book of Second Timothy chapter 3, verse 7. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
Let's go hand in hand with the question you just asked before. Ever learning and never being able to come into the knowledge of the truth. Okay, let me make it very practical for you. Let's say you have a book that you're supposed to read at school, right? And you get this book and you read this book, and after you read the book, what comes next? At school, you read a book. When you finish reading the book, what's next? What do the teachers?
You like write about it or something?
Yeah, so you get a what?
Assignment.
They give you a test. So let's say you read the book. You're like, yeah, I read this book. Yeah, it's a good book. All right, here, take a test. What's the book about? You fail. Then what are they going to tell you to do again?
Reread the book.
Reread the book. And then after you read the book, you're going to do what?
Retake the test.
And then you fail the test again. And then you're going to have to do what again?
Reread the book.
That's what people do in life. People read the Bible, go to church, and when the test comes, they fail it. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. So what do? I got to go to Bible study. I got to get back in my word. I need to be in my word. You know, I be in my word. I hear that all the time. I be in my word. I be reading the word. Soon as somebody walk up on you, nothing out of the word comes out of your mouth. Boop, 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 boop. You cussing more than you actually talking. And all you saying is things that don't line up with the word. That's the problem. You're ever learning and never able to come into the knowledge of the truth. How do we know you can't come into the knowledge of the truth? What's the proof? Somebody in the chat, let me see if they got it. How do we know that you're never able to come into the knowledge of the truth?
It's like sir, Harold said, if you change.
Yeah. But how do we know if you don't come into the knowledge of the truth? You keep doing the same thing over and over again. The knowledge of the truth is supposed to change you. Give me some verses before that.
Come on.
Start at the top. Yeah, right there.
This is the book of 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. This know also that in the last days perilous times shall come.
Mm-hmm.
For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontinent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God.
Lovers of pleasures more than what?
Lovers of God.
Lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. So, what are these people doing? These people are never able to come into the knowledge of the truth because they love who more?
Themselves.
That's how we know if you're never able to come into the knowledge of the truth, because you are number one. What you feel is number one. The most important thing is my peace. I got to protect my peace. I got to protect my, it's so much going on out here and I just got to protect my peace. Well, we know who you love. You love you more than anything else. Because, maybe your peace is smoking weed. Maybe your peace is going to the bar, getting pissy drunk because you had to let off some steam. Maybe your peace is just, just being a hoe. Maybe that's your peace. Maybe your peace is going and just sleeping with women and just, leaving and blocking, changing your number. What is your peace based off of? I know a lot of people that get a lot of peace in getting high or robbing people. That's their tranquil place. Well, your peace is based off of selfishness. And there's a list of your selfishness and the things that you become that stop you from ever changing. Why are these things here? Because these people, read verse 5.
Come on. Having a form of godliness.
Having a what?
A form of godliness.
Being godly. Is that what it say?
Having a form of godliness. but denying the power thereof.
But denying what?
Denying the power thereof.
This that you do, going to church, praying, doing all these things, but still being without natural affection, a truth breaker, false accuser, all of those things mean you really just have a form of godliness. You're like a Power Ranger. You morph into righteousness. That's what you do. It's morphing time. Hallelujah. That's you. It's morphing time. Jesus is real. Won't he do it? That's you. You have a form of godliness. You throw on a suit of godliness. You're not godly. You're not really living this life. But you can throw on a uniform. You put the hat on and that dress, and you wave that fan in that church. You got a form of godliness. You the deacon. You sit on the front row. You got a form of godliness, but you making eyes with the pastor's wife. You got a form of it. Having a form of godliness and denying the power thereof. What else?
From such turn away.
Do what?
From such turn away.
Join them.
From such turn away.
Yeah, if you see that in your church, you should turn away from your church. You see that, you should know that that's just a form of godliness. That's not godly. That's what you should know. Keep going.
Come. For of this sort are they which creep into houses.
Of this sort, these type of people, they creep into houses. This is exactly what I'm talking about with your preacher. He creep in your house. Why? Because he got a form. He got a form that you respect. You know how much people respect personas, forms, outer appearances? Oh, man, it's $1 billion industry. People leave the rap game for a form of godliness. People leave basketball for forms of godliness. People leave $1 million corporation to step into a $1 billion corporation for the form of God. Having a form of godliness is very profitable. Oh, it makes money. It makes good money. They got a form of godliness, and they what?
For of this sort are they which creep into houses and lead captive silly women.
What kind of people they get?
Silly women.
No, right. Wise women.
Silly women laden with sins.
You know why they can get a silly woman? Because that's what she wants. She doesn't want a righteous man. I see so many women. I need me a righteous man. A righteous man say, hey, put a dress on, cover your cleavage up. You're not doing this. You're not, who he think he is? He ain't my daddy. He ain't bossing me around. You don't want a righteous man because a righteous man requires righteousness. He doesn't have a form of godliness. He doesn't want you to have a form of godliness either. He don't want you to have on the biggest hat or the biggest head wrap and you the biggest hoe, the biggest liar, the biggest gossiper. No, you can't have a form around him. You have to be that. Well, what type of men do preachers get? They get silly, dumb women. That's why the church is full of women. Why? Because it feels holy in that church. Oh, hallelujah. They go in there and play that organ and them drums, and you can clap and play that tambourine and run around and fall out and get up and say, "Ooh, sister, it was a word in here today." Do this to a Christian. Do this to a Christian. Do this to your mama, your auntie, your cousins. Call them on the phone on Sunday and say, "What you doing?" They're going to say, "I just came home from church." Ask them this. What did he preach about? Oh, what was it? He was talking about fishing. He went, the fish is bigger than the wish. That's what it was. The fish is bigger than the wish. What scripture he come out of? He talked about Jonah. He went into Jonah and said how Jonah was ate by the fish, but the wish was bigger. What does that got to do with the scripture? Ooh, but we had a time today. We had a time. They don't know nothing about the Bible. They know catchphrases. They know songs, but they don't know godliness. That's what they don't know. But they all have a form of it. They all have a form. Well, not us in here. Why? Because we're taking the Bible and we're learning from Jonah's story. We like, oh, Jonah, he didn't believe. He was more selfish. He was more worried about himself than doing what the Lord said to do. We learn from the stories in the Bible and we learn how to apply it so we won't have a what? So we won't have a what?
A form of godliness.
So we won't have a form of godliness. We want to actually be godly. So people that have a form, they never change. They remain children, hating each other, constantly. Both of these scriptures we went to, they were listing off evil. Both of these scriptures were listing off things that make you evil. Well, guess what they do? They go to church, they go to Sunday school, they go to the revival, they go to mosque, they pray 5 times a day, they read the Quran, they read this, they know about this, they go to seminary school, they know about eisegesis and exegesis, they know about all this. But they're verse 7.
Ever learning.
Ever what?
Ever learning.
Constantly reading. Ever what?
Ever learning.
Constantly going to church. What?
Ever learning.
Constantly praying.
Ever learning.
But what?
And never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
But they're never able to come to the knowledge of the truth. Why can't they come into the knowledge of the truth? Because they're not willing to change. The knowledge of the truth is not hypocrisy. It's not a form. It's a lifestyle. And once you can grasp that, being in the truth is not something we do on the weekend. It's not like other Israelite groups. Sister tell me, "Oh, y'all got class every day." The other group I was in, they only had class on the Shabbat. The Shabbat. That's the only time we met up. Why? Well, how the hell you expect people to change? Oh, they don't. They don't expect you to change, but you better have a form. It's morphin' time. Shabbat shalom. That's what you got in your fake Israelite group, a form. You see them other leaders, they had a form. They was out at camp. Then they had another form, an arch your back form. He had a different form he had. Well, not in here. We're not hypocrites. So what is our job? Our job is to ever learn so that we could come into the knowledge of the truth and change, not constantly just be reading and coming to class and saying, the Lord knows my heart. The Lord knows my heart. He knows what I want. I shows try. Every time I hear people give an excuse, in my mind, all I hear is slaves. I sure is trying, y'all. Master, I just really don't know if we could do it because God knows my hearts. That's all I hear. Free people do. Slaves try. Remember that. A free man, he provides. He's going out and he's doing it. A slave, I'm doing my best. I'm really trying to make it happen. If there's a will, a slave got a saying, boy. If there's a will, there's a way. Now, a free man, he say what he did. I went out and I made it happen. No excuses. You know how I know we free? What's our motto?
No cowards, no excuses.
No cowards, no excuses. That's free talking. We ain't scared of nothing and ain't nothing gonna stop us. How many of you broke? All of us. Is that stopping the food drive? Is that stopping the clothes drive? You know poor people that give away clothes? I do. Right here. We got a clothes drive up in here. Food drive. We give out food and clothes every Sunday. all over the earth. We do it every week. Somewhere we giving out food and clothes, and we need food and clothes. But we never ever slack on what we need. Why? Because we don't have to have a form. We are. We live this. We able to come into the knowledge of the truth because we change. We got faith. Faith is works. That's what we do. So hopefully that answers the question. Next.
Come on. This is a question from Officer IBR. Says, Salaki, if I could I get a general breakdown on the book of Amos, chapter 7, verse 7 through 9? Specifically, what does the plumb line represent? The water.
Amos 7. 7 what?
Amos chapter 7, verse 7
Okay.
through 9. This is the book of Amos, chapter 7, verse 7. Thus he shewed me, and behold, the Lord stood upon a wall made by a plumb line, with a plumb line in his hand. And the Lord said unto me, Amos, what seest thou? And I said, a plumb line. Then said the Lord, behold, I will set a plumb line in the midst of my people Israel. I will not again pass by them anymore.
You're going to get a breakdown from this from General Hyman. I don't have a clue. Next question.
Come on. Let's see. Hurl has another question. She asks, I have used humor to deal with a lot in life. Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 2 saying, no, it's just like it is Ecclesiastes chapter 2, verse 2 saying, my sense of humor or silliness is a demon.
My sense of humor or what?
She asked, is it saying that my sense of humor or silliness is a demon?
Oh, okay, it's a demon. Okay, go ahead.
Come on. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 2. I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it? I'll read verse 3 too. Verse 3, I sought in mine heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men.
Okay, no, this ain't about that at all. This has nothing to do with the question that you're asking. If you want a breakdown on the, do you want to break down on the scripture or your question, or both? I just do both. You okay? People normally laugh when they're embarrassed. As a teacher, I see this a lot. With students, so that they won't feel stupid, they won't feel dumb, or they won't feel embarrassed. They laugh like it's a joke. Especially like in classes, like when you tell a child to read and they make a mistake on the word, they may make a mistake, and then somebody will correct them, and then they will say, "Ha, yeah, I knew that already." That's embarrassment. So a lot of people that make jokes out of serious things, it's a way to soften the blow of an embarrassing thing. And that's a very, very, very common thing. Um, and it's not a bad thing to have, because a demon wants you to be afraid to make a mistake, especially in a learning environment. A demon wants you to feel like, uh, you know, he wants you to say, somebody to say to you, "Oh, you're dumb. That's a dumb question. You shouldn't ask that. That's dumb." And that's what happens when, you start asking questions and everybody else knows the answer but you. So now you'll start saying, I'm not going to ask because that's a dumb question. And you make a mistake and you say, oh, well, no, you should be comfortable or feel comfortable enough to be able to ask this question without feeling like you're dumb, because you're not. That's why you're in class. Questions are not dumb, right? This scripture that we're reading is about Solomon going out to find the wisdom of the world. He's going out to find the wisdom of the world, and he's finding out what life is all about. And this is kind of perfect to talk about the demon that most people have. Most people are not successful. And they think that success is where comfortability lies. If that is true, then why are so many millionaires unaliving themselves? Why are so many wealthy people unaliving themselves? Why are so many people saying it's lonely at the top? Why are so many people saying things like, when I got on, I felt alone? Because let me tell you one thing. The most loneliest people on the earth are rich people. Because now you can't trust anyone. You can't trust them. You can't trust them liking you. You can't trust their friendship. You can't trust their laughter. You can't trust anything that they do, because it's always going to be in the back of your mind. They're only doing this because I have money. It's not sincere. When you're poor, you have real laughter over them cold weenies out the refrigerator. I was thinking the other day, somebody said something about, you got to boil that weenie first. I was like, boil it? Man, we used to take them weenies out the pack and just eat the weenie. Am I lying? I don't know is that just my childhood? We wasn't boiling weenies all the time. We'll just grab a piece of bread and get a piece of weenie and fold it up. Scroll down, see if I'm tripping. Am I tripping? Somebody said, ew, maybe I'm tripping. That was something else. Oh, okay. I know we did. Oh, okay. The water. I know I ain't tripping. Well, everybody thinks that being rich is the thing that's going to make life better. So Solomon is saying, I went into the world to find out what life was really all about. So Solomon is finna give us the blueprint to tell us what all of those things are about. Start at verse 1.
Come on. This is the book of Ecclesiastes.
I appreciate you, trooper, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I know it was good. They act like it's gonna kill you now. It's like if you eat a weenie that ain't boiled or grilled, you're gonna die. Shit. That's all. That's the only way we used to eat them. Because my mama wouldn't even let us put none on the stove, and she didn't want us to put it in the microwave. The microwave was really damn near forbidden to use. All right, come on, read.
Come on. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2, verse 1. I said in mine heart, go to now, I will prove thee with mirth. Therefore enjoy pleasures, and behold, this also is vanity.
It's what?
Vanity.
This is vanity. What's mirth? Mirth is happiness. I want you to go out, and I'm finna make you happy, and I want you to enjoy it, and I'm gonna prove that enjoyment means nothing. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 2. I said of laughter, it is mad, and of mirth, what doeth it?
Keep going.
Verse 3. I sought in my heart to give myself unto wine, yet acquainting my heart with wisdom, and to lay hold on folly, till I might see what was that good for the sons of men, which they should do under the heaven all the days of their life.
So I'm seeing what this life is about now. That's what I'm finna see. I went and had some drinks, and I seen this is a very joyful time too. Getting drunk. I like this. I want to see what else is out here. Keep going.
Come. Verse 4. I made me great works.
I did good things. I made great works. I built great things with my hands. Keep going.
I builded me houses. I planted me vineyards.
Vineyards. Mm-hmm.
Verse 5. I made me gardens and orchards, and I planted trees in them of all kind of fruits.
Mm-hmm.
I made me pools of water to water therewith the wood that bringeth forth trees. I got me servants and maidens, and had servants born in my house. Also, I had great possessions of great and small cattle above all that were in Jerusalem before me.
What is Solomon explaining? His riches. This is the life that all of us want. He said, man, I had slaves, maidens, pools, trees, vineyards, cattle. This is freedom. This is what we want. Keep going.
Khan. I gathered me also silver and gold, and peculiar treasures of kings and of the provinces. I got me men singers and women singers, and the delights of the sons of men.
He said, man, I had all the best designer. See, you think them red bottoms, you think once you get them Balenciagas and them red bottoms, that's when you make it. Once you get you a G-Wagon, you know what I'm saying? You get you a little four-door garage house, you know what I'm saying, about 5,000 square feet. You looking at yourself like, I made it. House on the hill, long driveway with the fountain in the front yard. This is it. I made it, y'all. Now what? When you move in and you walk around with your shoes off and you realize this is your house, now what? Where else is it to go? I see them videos with them young cats that's doing that trading. And they like, I bought every designer car, I got every designer watch, I got 4 houses, I got this, I got a lake in the back, and now I don't know what to do. Because you thought life was just riches. You thought life was just going to be so much better. Okay, Solomon is finna show you what it really is. Keep going.
As musical instruments and that of all sorts. So I was great and increased more than all that were before me in Jerusalem. Also my wisdom remained with me. And whatsoever mine eyes desired, I kept not from them. I withheld not my heart from any joy, for my heart rejoiced in all my labor.
You hear that? Anything I wanted, I went and got it. See, this is how you don't have a form of godliness. Because what we do is take the records and live through their experience. This is how we know how to treat one another. I'll never treat my brother like Judas treated Christ. I'll never treat my brother like Cain treated Abel. I'll never treat my brother like the men in the Bible who were traitors treated their brother. We live vicariously through them. And we want to be like the good guys in the Bible, the righteous men, the sisters that had courage. That's who we try to live like. So now we can live vicariously through Solomon. He's about to explain it. Keep going.
Khan. And this was my portion of all my labor. Then I looked on all the works that my hands had wrought, and on the labor that I had labored to do. And behold, all was vanity.
All was what?
All was vanity.
Everything that I did, all the money and the wealth and the power and the riches and the women and the maid servants, the pools and the vineyards, everything I had was nothing. And Paul and Solomon is sitting and saying this from the throne. That's where he was sitting at. He was the most wisest, richest king. See, this is going to help you understand where fulfillment comes from. Fulfillment comes from serving the Lord. The Lord will allow you to have all these things that you want. He'll give them to you just so you can still feel empty. just so you can still be without. There is something that really makes you feel good that you don't think is important. You think the clothes and the shoes and the wealth, that's the important thing. That's what's going to make you happy. There is a thing that will make you happy that don't require wealth. And that's obedience to the Lord. That is refreshing. It's better than anything. Having a good relationship with the Most High is better than sitting on a throne. And you come into the truth and you learn that because you don't sit on the throne. You're not rich, but you have a certain peace inside of you that passeth all understanding that nobody can take from you. And people like, how in the hell are you so happy? Your wife left you. Your kids don't want to talk to you. Your husband don't want to be around you. Your brothers and sisters, your family and friends are not with you. You lost your job. You're losing everything. Your car breaking down. How are you still smiling? I don't know, man. It's the Lord. It's the Lord. That's what Solomon is trying to get you to understand. All of the stuff he had, it meant nothing. Keep going.
Come on. All was vanity and vexation of spirit.
All of it was what?
Vanity and vexation of spirit.
All of it was vanity and vexing to try to keep, to try to hold on to. Keep going.
And there was no profit under the sun.
And it had no benefit for me. It didn't really do nothing for me. It felt good. It looked good for a time. Then it was nothing. Remember that. Remember that. Remember why in the law it tells you to be content. We in the law class. The law tells you to be content because that is the only way you'll be happy. Being content with what you have and what you getting what you need, that's tranquil. Because then you don't have to worry. It said, worry not about tomorrow, because tomorrow will have enough stress in it. I mean, today has enough stress in it. I'm sorry. Today has enough stress in it. So just focus on making it through the day because it's enough for today for you to worry about. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 12. And I turn myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king? Even that which hath been already done. Verse 13. Then I saw that wisdom exceedeth folly.
Excelleth.
It's like it excelleth folly. As far as light excelleth darkness.
Keep going.
The wise man's eyes are in his head, but the fool walketh in darkness. And I myself perceive also that one event happeneth to them all.
Keep going.
Verse 15. Then said I in my heart, as it happeneth to the fool, so it happeneth even to me. And why was I then more wise? Then I said in my heart that this also is vanity.
Also, you know what else was vanity? Wisdom. Wisdom was vanity. Riches was vanity. Having slaves and gold and servant and power and authority. Do you know the most important thing on this earth that you can have? Fear of the Lord. That's what you can have. That excelleth everything. Give me that. Ecclesiastes 12 and 12.
Let me see.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm gonna keep reading.
You said Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12.
12, yeah.
Come on. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 12. And further, by these, my son, be admonished. Of making many books, there is no end.
What is he talking about? The wisdom. See, everybody thinks that wisdom is the thing that you gotta get so that you can. That's why so many people studying. Everybody's studying so they can outsmart everybody. That's not what this is all about. If you really want to know what you need to serve the Lord, Solomon is going to tell you, because he did all of it. He was the wisest, the richest, the most powerful king that ever walked the earth. He said, by making many books, it said what?
There is no end.
There's no what?
There is no end.
It ain't gonna never end. It ain't gonna never stop. Go ahead.
Con. And much study is a weariness of the flesh.
And all this studying and reading is gonna stress you out. You're gonna start thinking like, damn, is the earth flat? Is Bigfoot gonna come out the woods? What's another one? You start reading all these conspiracy theories and mermaids, and is the dolphins talking to people? Or the sirens, the mermaids speaking to you underwater, and what's going on in the world? You say by the making many books, there's no end. Read that.
Con. And further, by these, my son, be admonished, of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh.
Go ahead.
Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter.
Let me help you out. Let me give you the conclusion of the whole matter. What's the whole matter? Life. Let me give you the conclusion of life. I've done it all. You want to know what it's like to go through life and be rich? I'm finna tell you the most important thing on the earth. Keep going.
Con. Fear God.
Do what?
Fear God.
Read a bunch of books.
Fear God.
Get all the money you can get.
Fear God and keep his commandments.
Fear God and keep his commandments. If you want to know the thing that's going to really make you feel good, is to know that God is on your side. Keep going.
Con. For this is the whole duty of man.
This is what life is all about. Obeying the Lord. That's what this is all about. That's why we got the law class. Because this is the most important wisdom. This is the most important knowledge you can get. All the studying and the debates, it don't mean nothing if you're a hypocrite. That's what Peter was saying. That's what Timothy was saying. The perilous times is coming because the wise people are the most hypocritical ones. The teachers are the most evil. The ones that's holding you accountable and checking you and saying that you evil, they worse than the poor man that's on the street. Not in here. You coming up in here to be a baby and to be born again and to be someone that lives what you teach. All right. Next question.
Con. This is from Akaz Amar. It's like this says, Shalom, sir. Can I get a general breakdown on the book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 15 through 20? Why did the disciples not believe?
Okay.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 15. Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is lunatic and sore vexed, for oft times he falleth into the fire, and oft into the water. And I brought him to thy disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer with you? It's like, shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him, and the child was cured from that very hour.
Let me ask you a question. David and Goliath, right? The whole military was standing before Goliath for 40 days. And they were afraid to fight Goliath. And Goliath was standing out there talking noise to them for 40 days and 40 nights, saying that he was going to whoop them and this and this and that. Why didn't anyone in the military, even the King Saul, why did they not bust a grape?
Because they had no faith to do it.
They didn't have no faith, but it was something else. Give me something practical.
They were scared
Why?
because they were scared because the people who were leading them were scared.
Mm-mm.
They were scared because
Practical. Just be.
he was bigger than them.
Huh?
Because he was bigger than them.
That's why. He was too big. He was too big. Goliath was too big to fight. They looked at that big old African and they was like, nah, I ain't finna play with that boy. Nah, You hear that boy talking? I know I got them hoes, but I mean, he talking like that in front of all of us. He must really got them hoes. That's how they thought. Well, that's what happened with the disciples. The disciples saw that this man was a lunatic. What's another phrase for a lunatic today? What does a lunatic look like today? Give me a medical term for lunatic.
Mentally ill or
Yes, he's a schizophrenic. That's what this man was. And when the disciples saw him, it was like, this is too much for us to deal with. There is nothing we could do. There's nothing we can do to change him. We can't say, come out of you, demon. No, this is something different. Christ is like, damn, bro, y'all still don't get it. Y'all don't get that y'all have authority and power over everything. There is nothing too big for you to fight. You know, you'll go to camp and some poor white man will walk up to the camp and say something, and you get on the podium and want to blaze on him and call him the devil. But then some well-dressed white man will walk up to you talking about the eisegesis and the exegesis, and you start looking for the camp leader. Hey, somebody gonna come deal with this? No, you deal with it. Why? Because he's not too big to deal with. He's nothing. Give Godiah one a hand. Give him a hand. Last Wednesday, Officer of 5,000 Godiah one was on stage on TikTok with what's that nigga name?
God Logic.
That dude, the Logic dude. And Godiah, he obviously to the Christian community is somebody of importance. To me, he's just another Christian. To us in the UPK, he's just food. And he was on stage with our officers of what? Who was he on stage with?
Officer of 5,000, Officer 500s.
Yeah. He was on stage with about 3 500s.
Mm.
It was 2 or 3 Officer 500s on stage with the Jesus of today's time in a Christian's mind. The 500s is on there working him, washing him up. I'm talking about bruise and battering. Just it was bad. Then Godiah one just comes in and just destroys him. You know why? Because he didn't look too big to us. We didn't see him and say, "Oh man, this is God Logic. What are we gonna do?" We looked at him and said, "That's what we got to eat today." Okay, well, put him in the microwave and let's eat, because I have to eat before it's too late. I mean, he just got destroyed. The young men was not afraid. See, the disciples, they saw that lunatic and they said, "Oh hell no, Christ, come here." Oh yeah, Topazar was up there too. Yeah, he sure was. It's like, Christ, come here. Can you come and deal with this? This is too big for us to deal with. Not the disciples of Christ, not right now. Ain't nothing too big for us to deal with. Bring the plates. We look at you all like buffets. And if it wasn't for Commanding General Yohana, we would be out just wreaking havoc on everybody. Commander General Yohana's like, no, just let them talk to one person. See, this this dude slipped through the cracks because he jumped on a TikTok live. That was the only reason the young cats got to stick their teeth into him. Because Commander Junior Hunter has sent out only Captain Tazariak to eat all the buffet. The brothers over there, it's like, damn, we want to eat too. Well, that's why they were afraid. They were afraid because they saw the condition of the man and they thought they were not strong enough to deal with it. Christ said, you are going to do greater works than I. What has to happen? You got to just believe it. We fools for Christ. We never saw Christ. We never saw any of them. We never saw the miracles that Christ did. We didn't put our fingers in the hole. We didn't have to see Christ. That's why people talk about Thomas doubting. Thomas, you a doubter. Christ said, you see, you believe because you see. But great is he that believe and do not see. Great. That's what you are. You came into the truth and you didn't see the holes in Christ's hand. You heard about this truth out of a book that people are saying it was given to you by white people. King James was a homosexual. There are things missing out of it. You came here and said, yeah, I'm doing it. I believe it. How do we know that you believe it? You did it. You didn't make a form of godliness. You came into the truth and changed your life. You grew your hair, grew your beard, stopped eating certain things, stopped having sex with certain people. You showed that you don't have a form of godliness. You are godly. That's what you did. Well, you are not like the disciples. You're greater because of your faith. And you remember that. You read the Bible and say, yeah, that's good. That's fine. But we're going to do more than they did. Yeah, that's cool. They walked on water. Peter walked on water. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, but I'm going to walk on air. Peter walked on water. I'm going to walk on air. Because I'm going to do greater things than he. Why am I going to be a fool to believe that? Huh? Why am I going to be a fool to believe it?
Because Christ said it.
Because Christ said it. Therefore, it is finished. That's where we got to go. You got to see a lunatic and be like, huh, shut up. Shut up and sit down over there. You sit right there and you do what I say. That lunatic is going to say, come out of one kind. He going to learn Hebrew. You know how I know it's true?
Christ said you can.
That's it. Since Christ said I could do it, I go to camp and do it. We do it. We do things at camp that you haven't even read about yet. We've seen things at camp that we wouldn't even talk about because you would think that we were lying. If I came in here and told you the things that we see at camp, you would be like, that's crazy. Man, you heard that? You heard that story they be telling? All right. We don't even have to tell you. When I was in college, I was in a band, right? And marching in the game and marching out of the game was probably the most impactful thing that we could do. It was like where we built our bonds. It's like marching to war, literally. It's literal warfare. And that thing that we do at camp is way more exhilarating. Like when we go to camp with each other, that march to war setting up the camp signs, being out there, and everybody out there is against you, and you know it. Give me this video. Who do I send the video to? I need to send it to you. You? The Gmail? To watch somebody cower of the thing they say they believe in so much, they got so much faith in it, and then when it's time for them to perform it, they just fold under pressure. You know that's the Spirit of the Lord. And it be so simple, but at the same time, it's so beautiful to see. Let me see if I can find this video. I probably passed it up. Hey, Quab, it's that video with you. And that you incognito with the shiesty on. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Let me see. Salakia. It's hiding from me now. It's crazy. You know where it's at?
Mm-hmm.
You sending it? You sending it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Seeing things like that, it may seem like a small thing to you, but it's what we deal with all the time, and it reconfirms that the Lord is with us, that we got real authority out on the streets. It confirms it all the time, because who's on our side when we go to camp? Nobody but us. Every single person walking, driving, thinking, sitting, shopping, standing is on the side of the people outside of the circle. And we go out there every week and blaze on them all over the earth. That is what Christ was talking about. We don't see a problem like it's too big or this is too much. We're outnumbered when we walk out there. It's 1,000 to 7. Bring them on. You got something? Do y'all realize we go to camp and we welcome all challengers, and we don't leave until they leave? We could be standing out there and battling, and somebody stay out there and battle with us, and when are we going to leave? We can't leave until you leave. We got to stand out here until you walk away. I've turned in camp reports that say we clipped camp at 12 o'clock because we were battling somebody for 2 hours. We were supposed to end at 10, but this dude, he wouldn't leave. He wouldn't leave. He finally left. So then at the end, we now watch. This is what we have to deal with. Now look at this. This is a Christian, and he's in a Christian world. Now watch this.
Kind of listen to it for a little while. What you think about that?
About what?
I came over there.
I could be here all day. If they're not saying they're born again Christians, I speak about them the same as I speak about the Jehovah's Witness right to their face. Them, I don't care about. What I care about are my Christian. They're still Christian brothers, I think. I don't know. So I don't know exactly all they believe, but I know enough to know that it's not what this book says. They recite all true things. They repeat the Bible, but the devil did too. All you should be doing, just like 2 Timothy 4 says, preach the word, be ready in season and out of season to correct, rebuke, and encourage each other with great patience and careful instruction.
I know one scripture for sure. I know scripture always says that you should defend your faith, right? I think you should look over defend your faith over there. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, that would be great.
If you want to go there and debate with them real quick?
So yes, the answer is yes.
All right, that's an open table. Like anybody can walk up to it. All right, let's go. Let's go.
Got a question? Hey, you got a question? I was just letting he wanted me to come over and speak with y'all, but no, I don't want to speak to anybody. No, I didn't have a question.
Hey, give the Lord a hand. Now, he was in the Christian kingdom. He in the world. He was afraid to come over there and talk to the prophets of God. Why? Because we're going to do greater things. Listen, you think that's something? That is nothing. He just folded like a napkin. Yes, the answer is yes. Hey, you got a question? The answer is no. I do not have a question. Yeah, I know you don't got a question. Because when he walked over there, he felt something he never felt before. The presence of the Lord. He felt it. When he walked over there, I remember looking in his eyes and seeing the fear in him. He was afraid. Like real fear. Well, that's what the disciples have to put in people. That's what Christ was not seeing in them. They wasn't putting fear in people's eyes. They were becoming afraid of the people's eyes. Give me that scripture. Ezekiel 3. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Give me that real quick.
This is Ezekiel chapter 3, verse 8.
3 verse 8. Ezekiel 3 and 8. Go ahead.
Behold, I have made thy faith strong against.
You got the mic?
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, verse 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads.
Go ahead.
As adamant, I was like, yeah, as an adamant harder than flint, have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house.
You know what the Lord told us? He said, listen, I made y'all just as hard as them. Don't fear their faces. Don't fear how big the situation is. I made you stronger than them. I've made your forehead strong against their foreheads. If we butt heads, your head is going to crack theirs. You're built different. Why are you going to look at a lunatic and be afraid of him? Why are you going to look at a situation and think the Lord ain't going to free you out the situation and you work for God? What? You got more faith in your benefits from the white man. You work 40 years because you have faith you're going to get a retirement check. You got faith in the white man and you don't think that Christ's blood is going to protect you? Christ, the Most High said, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. What the hell are you afraid of? You see a lunatic and you nut up? No, not us. Keep reading.
Con. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thine heart, and hear with thine ears.
That's when it's the Lord is finna let him know. Don't be afraid of what they got to say and how they feel. Now go back to his scripture because we didn't finish his scripture, that question.
Con.
What was it?
Matthew 17 and 15 through 20.
Why is this so important? Because if you're looking at the situation and if you're looking at the circumstance, you're going to always feel outnumbered because they are bigger than us. They are Goliath. You got to have the heart of David. You can't look at the situation for the numbers. You got to know who's with you because the Lord wants to get glory out of you being small. The Lord didn't want Gideon to feel like they was going to even win the battle because it was close. The Lord, Gideon was about to go fight 30,000 men. The Lord sent him out with 300. He didn't want no misunderstandings about who got the victory. If it was 10,000, they could say, okay, well, each man beat up 3 people apiece. That'll get it done. No. No, we're not doing that. We are going to do what we're going to win this battle, and we're going to be outnumbered, totally outnumbered. Keep going. Read what you got.
Come from verse 15?
Yeah.
This is the book of Matthew, chapter 17, verse 15. Lord, have mercy on my son, for he is a lunatic and sore vexed, for oft times he falleth into the fire and oft into the water. Verse 16. I brought him to thy disciples.
Now, that's what scared the disciples right there. This boy falling in fire and water. He burnt up. He half crazy. The disciples looking at him like, that's a little fire water right there. That's who that is. Nah, I ain't messing with him. I heard about him. Keep going.
Con. And I brought him to the disciples, and they could not cure him. Then Jesus answered and said, O faithless and perverse generation, how long shall I be with you? How long shall I suffer you? Bring him hither to me. And Jesus rebuked the devil, and he departed out of him. And the child was cured from that very hour. Mm-hmm. Then came the disciples to Jesus apart and said, why could not we cast him out? Verse 20. And Jesus said unto them, because of your unbelief. For verily I say unto you, if ye have faith as a grain of a mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you.
What's gonna happen? And nothing what?
It's like, and nothing shall be impossible unto you.
Christ is telling you nothing is going to be impossible unto you. That's what you got to believe. No matter how it looks, nothing is impossible to you. You just have to know that the Lord is going to provide. That's it. That's what you put your faith in. The Lord ain't going to leave me with, he ain't going to let me go without. The Lord going to provide it. Nothing is going to be impossible. That's you showing that you have faith in the Lord. Being a fool for Christ is not something you say because it's a form of godliness. Being a fool for Christ is doing something that is impossible because you know that the Lord is with you. That's what this is. And Christ said, the reason you don't ever see that type of power is because of your unbelief. Not because you can't do it. You just can't do it because you don't believe you can. You stopping you. You know why you don't live a comfortable life? Because you make an excuse on why you can't have a comfortable life. I'll be able to do more if I could just, well, no, see, I got to do it like this in order for it to, well, if I just go here and do it like this. Listen, let me tell you something. I don't even know if I should say this. I'm going to just say I'm an absolute fool for Christ. And I don't care what it looked like in no situation. I don't care. I don't care if my bank account is negative 400. I'm going and doing what need to be done. And it'll get worked out. That's how I live. Why? Because Christ said it. Now, I know that sound, what's the word? It doesn't sound very mature. But Christ ain't saying nothing about maturity. Christ said, when you a man, you put away childish things. And I believe Christ not like a child. I believe him like a man. That's what I do. You should do it too. I guarantee you, if we start to think like that as a nation, we would develop faster. We would grow faster because the Lord will do it. That's the thing that's stopping you from seeing something. You want to see something amazing? Then the only thing that's stopping it is your faith. Your unbelief is stopping the thing that you want to see happen out of nowhere. Jumping off the porch. Your unbelief is stopping you from healing the lunatic. Next question.
That was the last question.
Hmm?
That was the last question.
All right. Anybody in the room have a question? All right. Well, today y'all know what we're talking about. Type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. Let's see if y'all know what we're going into today. Mm-hmm. Is it in there? They not following along? Let's see. Got any follow? Let's see if anybody know what we talking about. It's the most important thing that everybody should know. There we go. The white man is the devil the Bible speaks of. Give them a hand. That is the truth. We're going to talk about this. I think we're going to talk about this until Christ come back. At least until the power go out. Why is this important? Because this is the reason you are constantly being bamboozled. Because you don't see them as the devil. That was an article I had that I wanted to pull. Is there another question? There's an article that I had, but I didn't send it to you. Okay, let me tell y'all about how important it is to the Lord that you rule the earth. I was talking to a brother last night about the importance of a beast. Let me get a beast. Give me the beast scripture. Let me show you something real quick. What is it? Proverbs what? What's the beast scripture? The beast. Yeah. A righteous man regarded. Proverbs what? Let me show you why this is so important. Everything on this earth is waiting on you to make the world a better place because it's so in decay. It's so destroyed. And everything needs you. I've been watching all the markets, the stock markets, and they're talking about the housing crash. I'm watching how Israel is now joined with the U.S. in military. I'm watching how your president is constantly lying every day. And I'm talking to black people more and more, and black people still don't get it. But you know who I'm seeing that really is starting to understand? Animals. I got about 4 videos in my phone where animals are attacking white people. The animals are tired. Like this buffalo, I got the one with the buffalo that knocked the white man up into the bushes. There's another video of that same buffalo earlier that day with Mexicans and black people and allowing them, a wild buffalo, to pet him. Pet him. Take a picture with him. And all of that. This white man came to the thing and it was irritated from the time he saw him. Read what you got.
Con. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 12, verse 10. A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast.
The righteous man, some of you may have pets, right? And you don't know how to take care of your pet. And it shows that you're really not ready for all of the levels of rulership that you're going to have to be in, right? You ever heard of the Humane Society? The Humane Society is supposed to be where they get the animals and protect the animals, but in actuality, they neuter the animals as soon as they get into the humane society. Well, that's inhumane. Imagine you go to jail and the first thing they do is cut your balls off. They sew your womb up. Well, they don't want to keep life going. So if an animal goes to jail, if it gets caught by the dog catcher, it has to lose its balls. It has to be sewn up to never be able to procreate. Well, a righteous man does what?
A righteous man regardeth the life of his beast.
A righteous man cares about animals. It cares about his beasts. He makes sure that he feeds them, makes sure that he gives them water. He makes sure that they have the proper things that they need, because the Lord gave you dominion over the fowls of the air, the beast of the field, and every creeping thing that liveth on the earth. It's under your dominion. You're the rulers of the earth. So not only do you have to get mankind in order, you have to get the beast in order. You have to make sure. See, I don't know if you know it, but a zoo is a prison for an animal. Because you've been living in a white society for so long, it's the place where you go and show the kids, hey, there's a gorilla, there's a lion. I don't think you've ever realized that lions don't belong in cages. The Africans do it, at least they do that right. They allow them to roam in their natural habitat, their natural space where they can roam freely. So at least when they run up on the thing, they run up on you knowing that at least I'm not locked up. Y'all coming out here, we all right, I'll let you make it. At least y'all ain't capturing us and taking us and putting us in a cage. Well, a righteous man, which is you, it's what you come in here to be, you have to care about not only people, but animals. You got to care about the water, the ecosystem, because you're going to be the rulers of Eden. The white man is, he's destroying Eden. He's destroying it. And the animals is waiting for you to be rulers. Finish that off.
Come on. But the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel.
What's the tender mercies of the wicked? Like what?
The tender mercies would be
Yeah. What is his mercy? Yeah, that's his mercy. His mercy is the zoo. His nurturing is the humane society. We're going to protect the animals by cutting their balls off. So we're going to keep them safe. We're going to make sure they're not out here having a bunch of little kittens. We're going to make sure that they're not out here making a bunch of babies that they can't take care of. Where have you heard that before? Where have you heard that you can't take care of those children? So I'm going to make a humane society for people, which is called what?
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood. Oh, damn. We need somebody to free us from these people that's killing our babies. Go ahead, Tabazar.
Today.
What you mean? So you mean the endangered species protection, meaning
so like how, like, if you like a corporation or a company, or even like you're a developer, there's if what you're trying to build is around endangered species, there was federal limitations, you couldn't do it. But let me pull it up because I just read it today, sir. Salakia.
Yeah, the oppressor, he when he's being nice to animals, he's hurting them. He's having sex with them. Women, white women love having sex with dogs. That's why they get Great Danes. They get a Great Dane because they want their look. Salakia. They want the Great Dane to be great on her. That's what she wants. She don't want a Great Dane. She want a Great Dam. Go ahead.
So this is the Trump administration finalized a sweeping rule to change the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and U.S. Department of the Interior enforcement of the 1973 Endangered Species Act by redefining harm to exclude habitat destruction, eliminating blanket protections for threatened species, and factoring economic impacts into critical habitat designations. Examining redefining harm or the redefinition of harm, remove significant habitat modification or degradation from the legal definition of harm, permitting development in areas previously shielded unless an action directly kills or injures an animal. Ended the automatic blanket rule protections that previously treated threatened species the same as endangered ones, shifting to customized rules per species, and adjusted critical habitat mapping to weigh economic and national security costs, allowing certain zones to be excluded if extinction is not expected. The tender mercies of the cruel.
Yeah. They don't care. They don't care. So now you can hurt a bald eagle and it don't really mean nothing. Shoot. Now he's about to become more endangered. Smokey the Bear can't even save you no more. They burning up all the forests. They killing all the animals. If Christ don't hurry up and come back, no flesh would be saved. Not even animal flesh. You know, they're making ligers now. They're taking a lion and a tiger and they're putting them together and splicing their DNA. And now they're mixing ligers. Are ligers able to have babies? No, they're sterile. Everything on this earth will be sterile when the white man gets through with it because he's inhumane. But what does he say he is?
Righteous man.
He says he's humane, righteous. I'm doing this for the safety of the animals, the safety of mankind. You can't take care of those children? I know the humane thing to do. Go to the Planned Parenthood. You're poor? Don't worry. We'll take care of that for you. We don't want you to have a bunch of little kittens running around here you can't take care of. We don't want you to have a bunch of little pups. That's your oppressor. Well, the same way you need deliverance, the animals do too. Give me that in Romans. Romans 8. Romans 8. Go ahead.
Also, too, Trump's he's over like the ministry of he's the director of health services, DHS. He was saying he was going to take children. He was going to take the children, the parents of autistic children, put them on wellness farms so they could better connect with nature. Saying that him being autistic, that's too much of a burden for parents.
Say that in the mic. I don't know if they can hear you. Did you hear what he just said?
So the director of health services, RFK, Robert F. Kennedy Jr., he was speaking about the rise in autism, and he was saying that that they should start to collect the autistic children and place them on wellness farms to take them from their parents because the parents don't have the capability, supposedly, to care for them properly, and have them on wellness farms where they would have so-called specialists to, help them, work in labor and, to, be incorporated into regular life.
Yeah, that's why we say the white man is the devil. The white man is the devil because that sounds to some people sounds like a good idea. To a selfish person. To a selfish person, that sounds like a good idea. Like, yeah, maybe we should do that because they need to help and you don't have the resources. So there are going to be some baby's mama. There's going to be some woman that wants to go and turn up that's going to say, yeah, I'm going to turn my baby over to the autistic farm, to the autistic zoo, and give my children over to Donald Trump's slave market so that my child can be a servant to the system. That's what I'm going to do. It's the best thing for them. Yeah, because you don't realize that the devil is talking to you. Go ahead, Barack Yard.
I just wanted to also add, he said the same thing about children with ADHD, and then after they put them on these farms, they would be given to new parents.
Given to new parents. I wonder what type of parents they'll be given to. What type of parents would they be? It would be parents that cannot have babies. What when you're dealing with the animals from the Humane Society, what do? They give them to people that don't have animals. Go ahead.
When I was in school, Cap, there was a book we had to read called Of Mice and Men, and there was basically it was this dude that had mental health issues, and he was working with they basically put him to work, and this is what it's saying: Robert F. Kennedy Jr. proposed wellness farms as rural residential centers for young people to undergo reparenting and agricultural labor instead of taking psychiatric medications. It's creating another slave class.
That's it.
Yeah.
Now the slave class is being broadened. Now you're taking people with mental issues and you're putting them in one form. You're putting all the Mexicans in another form. You're going to put all the black people in another one. You're going to divide everybody from each other. They divided us into black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. Now it's going to be black autistics, Hispanic autistic, Native Indian autistic. Then it's going to be the women over here. It's going to be the men over here. It's going to be all these different slave forms that they're putting you in because it's the humane thing to do. The white man is the devil. And you are going to have to stop being so white. Blacks and Hispanics, you have become white because you agree with their policies. You agree. Well, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with doing that? Read what you got. Start at verse 17.
Oh, God. This is the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 17. And if children, then heirs, heirs of God, and joint heirs with Christ, if so be that we suffer with him, that we may be also glorified together.
What are we going to do? You're going to believe in him so much that you're going to get the suffering that he got. Because people hate him, they're going to hate you. Because the people wanted to unalive him, they're going to want to unalive you. That's why Christ didn't do a lot of big miracles in front of people, because the more miracles he did, the more they hated him. He raised Lazarus from the dead. Instead of them saying, oh my God, he can help the people, they said, we got to get rid of them. We got to get rid of him and who? And Lazarus. We got to get rid of him and his works. Keep going.
Go on. Verse 18. For I reckon that the sufferings of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us.
That's some black talking. I reckon. Shit, the way I'm seeing it, that's what he said. The way I'm seeing it, listen, the suffering that we're going through ain't gonna have nothing on the reward we're gonna get. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God.
The expectations of all mankind waiting on you to get your seat. All mankind and the beast. Everybody's waiting on you to get in your seat. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope.
Keep going.
Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God.
Guess what? The animals are finally going to be free when you take your seat. The Arabs will finally be free when you take your seat. All the creatures, all the beasts of the field, being literal and spiritual, will be happy when a black man named Yahweh Shah HaMashiach is sitting on the throne ruling the earth, and his family are the ones that are running the humane society. Because we have a law of what's humane and what's inhumane, and they don't. What's humane to a white man is sticking his finger in a 5-year-old. Eating a baby is humane to him. Having sex with animals, having sex with the sheep. You know, the Arabs, they go on them sheep farms. The white man go on a sheep farm and go out there and have a field day. I feel sorry for them poor little sheep. Because there's no one to cry out for them. There's no one to say, hey, that's wrong, because you don't rule. You're going to have to stop being white to save the earth. You're going to have to stop being so, evil to put everything back in order. Not only are we going to have to put people in order, the ecosystem, we're going to have to save the beast. If you're not ready to think like that, you're not ready for rulership. Go ahead, Baraka, you had a question? You had a statement? Yeah, yikes. He said they breed the sheep with the fattest behind. You don't want to know what they do with that lamb. That lamb with them apple bottom jeans. With the what's that surgery they call? That BBL. They look at that lamb with the BBL. The white man see that lamb and say, "Oh yeah, yeah, he got to get it." It ain't even a girl lamb. The lamb is like, where the Israelites? Where are the children of God? Because they would never do this to us. Well, it's important. Go ahead. I can use that for sure. Definitely use that.
6.
Yeah. Come on. Mm-hmm. Before we go here, finish the scripture that we were just at. Go to 22. Yeah.
Let me see.
Where you just stopped at? 21?
Let me see, yeah.
You started at 20?
Wait, where am I at?
Yeah, it's
I'm in Proverbs
Romans 8. Start back at 20. Then go to where I got scripture and we'll close it out.
Come on. This is the book of Romans, chapter 8, verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subjected the same in hope. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption.
The creature is now under subjection to vanity. The creature now is under subjection to being mistreated, not being loved, not willingly. The creatures don't want to go to the zoo. It's under subjection. Keep going.
Come on.
But
going. By reason of, because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the children of God.
The creature is going to be freed when the children of God sit on the throne. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 22. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now.
The earth, the whole creation is groaning with pain because you're on drugs, because you're selfish. You're not thinking about you're so selfish, you're only thinking about yourself. You're not thinking about the birds. You're not thinking about the oil. You're not thinking about your stars. You know these stars belong to you. You know this air belongs to you. You're forgetting that. You so focused on what your man doing, you're forgetting that the earth belongs to you. You so worried about how much money you can get, you forget that the earth is more than money. You're way more wealthy than paper and coins because the air is yours. The water belongs to you. You trying to get back the earth. You're not trying to get some paper in your pocket. You're trying to free your animals out the zoo. You're trying to get your oil back in order. The white man is pumping oil every day and night. You're supposed to give the land 7 years of rest. Not with the white man pumping. He's sucking the oil, the earth dry. The tectonic plates under the earth ain't even got no lubrication under there because all of the damn earth lotion is being put in your car and your tractor and your tank and your boat and your planes. The earth is like, damn, I'm thirsty. The earth, the whole creation is groaning because the white man is the devil. He is destroying Eden. It's supposed to be the Garden of Eden. Now we in the Garden of Edom. That's where we at now. This ain't even his. He's taking over. No. Not if we got anything to say about it. Keep going.
Con. Verse 23. And not only they, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves grown within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body.
Yeah, we ourselves are groaning because we know that we deserve to rule. We ready to rule. The animals are ready for us to rule. The air, the water, everything's ready. Let me tell the white man something. The white man is going to pay because of what he's done to us. God is going to make you pay with your. I was looking at some construction work today, and I was watching Issachar. The Mexicans is what the white man calls them, but the tribe of Issachar is what God calls them. I was watching them lay that cement down and how perfect that cement was that they was laying when they were scraping that cement. And I was looking at how they was doing it so effortlessly. It was like, that team of Mexicans, it looked like they had ran through that whole 4 or 5 houses on that block, just like they the finishing crew. Like they come through and they just put all the finishing works on everything. And I was just looking at them and I was like, white people are going to have to work to this level, but a higher level. Because, see, my brothers are working with wood and stone. You're going to work with gold. Like, if I send you 1,000 pounds of gold and you mess it up, oh, yikes. If you're not cutting my gold right, because we're not going to be cutting it, we're not going to be handling you all. We're going to teach you how to become good workers because you don't know how to work. You've never worked. I was looking at how hard they were out there working, and there was not a white man in sight. It's like, those brothers are in hell. Don't worry. They're going to be out of it real soon, and we're going to teach you Africans what real work is. See, y'all working in the office. Y'all working in the office, with your collar shirts on, funking up all the collar shirts out of the store. Musty is a permanent patch under your arm. Under every heathen's arm, it's a permanent patch. I see it. It's a wet spot everywhere. Don't worry. Blacks and Hispanics will be the ones in the nice clothes. You're going to be so funky, so musty. because you're going to be working so hard. You're going to till it's the ground. That's what you're going to do. And you know what? The earth will be happy that you tilled the ground. The birds will be happy that you tilled the ground, because you won't be over anything else but a shovel and some type of plowing tool that don't give you no authority over nothing but that. That's how we're going to make the world a better place. We're going to put a shovel in your hand, something other than a pen to give you authority. Blacks and Hispanics, all you got to do is stop being so white. With that, I'm going to pass the class over to Precinct Officer Yaquab. Give him a hand. What's over here? You can walk back here.
ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK Star out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When the new brother or sister comes to the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to share themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 months period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Taj was a commandment. You can find us in the book of Numbers 18 and 21 and Malachi 3 and 8 through 10. Means 10th in the Hebrew, ma'ashara. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. The next feast that we will have is the memorial of the blowing of the trumpets. It's the first day of the 7th month. It's going to be on Friday, September 11th, 2026. You can find us in the book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 24 through 25. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, pass the class back over to Captain 13,000 Yantazar.
With that, Amajim, we give a courtesy salute to the brothers, men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Rock, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Bragatha, Yahweh Matah, Saw, Turn, face the sisters, sisters of Amajim, we give a courtesy salute to the sisters, men of Israel, Amajim Shabbat, Amajim, Rock, Yahweh Shemal Latha Shem Yahushua, Yahweh Matah, class dismissed.
They give 30% to a pastor that bought just a brand new luxury car and molested their kids. So,
wait, 30? They gonna get a damn pastor, whatever you ask for.
Fuck the 10, they go 30? God damn.
Here in Israelite schools, you learn practical knowledge. We just do what the Bible say, 10%. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less.
That's it,
you know what I'm saying?
See, look, all y'all out there, y'all need to go ahead and put all that away. I know y'all giving y'all money to the drug man, to that pimp of a pastor you got. But the world's about to end, and you're going to see Christ very soon. Are you going to be up there and standing in front of him saying, yeah, I gave all my money to this fake pastor, even though I seen all the evil he did? Or are you going to give your money to some righteous men of the Lord? Pay your tithes to the ISUPK, and then sleep soundly at night knowing that maybe the thief ain't going to take you.
Damn right.